So one of the questions I want to get to, and as we tease out over the next few minutes as we talk, is what are the sacraments, and what does it mean to have a sacramental worldview?
Yeah. Sacraments are often described quite helpfully, I think, as visible signs of invisible things. And the visible signs is what we call the sacramenta, the sacraments, the outward things. And the invisible realities are the as the word says, realities, the res in Latin, which is the inside, you could say, that which the sacraments point to and that which the sacraments make present. The most common sacraments, baptism and Eucharist, are in that sense visible signs of invisible things. They make the invisible grace of God, the Holy Spirit, present to us. They give us the Holy Spirit. And so a sacramental understanding teaches that baptism and Eucharist, as well as the other sacraments of the Church, that they're not just outward signs that point away from themselves to something totally different, reminding us of something, as it were, intellectually, but that they actually make those things present to us, because those things are gifted to us at that point when we partake of the sacrament by God. That's an understanding of the ecclesial sacraments. And in particular, of course, the two sacraments that have always been central to the Church, namely baptism and Eucharist, but it counts for the other sacraments of the Church as well. And this understanding of the Church's sacraments is rooted in a broader understanding of sacramentality, which you're asking about. The supernatural gifts of God, the gift of the Holy Spirit in particular, is not separate from his gift of creation. Nature and the supernatural are not separate things. And so you can't have the sacraments of the Church without having also a sacramentality of all of creation, of everything that God gives to us. So there is a sense in which all of creation is sacramental. God is present. God makes himself present in and through created things. That's the main argument, I think, of the book that you referenced earlier, Heavenly Participation. God makes himself present wherever we look around, whatever we have access to with our five senses, is God making himself present to us, real presence. It's not one and the same thing, to be sure, the sacramentality of created things and the sacraments of the Church. The Church is something different from the world, and the sacraments are different from the sacraments of the Church. That is, are different, say, from the sacrament that the entire cosmos is. But when you read St. Augustine, for example, I mean, he talks about all sorts of things as sacraments, not just the 2 or the 7 sacraments that we sometimes talk about or often talk about. No, he talks about lots of things as sacraments. And I think the reason is that he has a participatory understanding of reality, by which I mean that everything that exists, that has being, participates in the being of God. In God himself.
Yes. That's
So
also
we
very much so in the writings of Thomas Aquinas as well. That God is being
absolutely
itself. Yes.
Yes. Well, if you have time, I'd love to chat about Thomas Aquinas.
Absolutely.
Because I've spent some time on that just the last little while in my own research. But I would say certainly in the pre-modern period generally, there's a sense that created things exist by participating in the being of God, broadly speaking. And that means that there is no autonomy, no independence of created things from their creator. And it also means that they're always on a journey. It means that they're teleologically constituted. By which I mean the telos, the end, determines the identity of of a thing. So we always already are geared toward, as it were, are aimed at the very life of God, deification.
Mhm.
So creation aims at redemption and is the first step in the process of of our becoming, of our true becoming.